So this level had some crappy levels. Or this world had some crappy levels. As a result, I will not... I'm big here too. So it's per zone, right? It's not every time you enter. It's literally per zone, meaning every time I'm in, you know, the island, I'm going to be big like this. That's just swell, man. That's, like, honestly just swell. And granted, it doesn't matter that much here. No, but, like, I kind of just don't like the big code. Especially if you have someone who, like, obscures, has, like, a shape that obscures a lot of your, more of your vision than it should, right? Like, TT has this big circular shape, which gets more in the way than you think it would. And it's just a whole ordeal. Also, I should tell you guys, normally I've been recording these videos since I got back, you know. I've normally been recording these videos at around, I want to say, like, early morning or noon, right? It was noon on the second recording. I don't remember when it was on the first. Maybe a little later. And I kind of realized, like, it's a little strange to mention this, but I'm recording this one at 8 p.m. I don't know why the idea to record Diddy Kong Racing Rando, when I finished all my Mario 64 Rando stuff this morning, I don't know why the idea struck me to do it at 8 p.m., right? Where are we going? Haunted Woods, that's good. That's good. Haunted Woods is fun. Also has one of the most goated songs in this whole game. I say that as if, you know, the whole soundtrack in this game isn't goated. Okay. Vanilla Lapse. Vanilla Lapse. Is there no balloons? Or was there never balloons here? There's no boost pads either. Okay. So this is like pure time trial energy. But, like, actually even worse. That's kind of, it's like, I guess just, you know, if this was mirror mode, it'd be a bit weirder, right? Because, you know, let's say at the very beginning I start fumbling a bit, right? And then it just all kind of goes downhill from there. I should also tell you guys this. I might have genuinely done this piece of banter back when I did Diddy Kong Racing as, like, a genuine playthrough a year ago. But my first experience with Diddy Kong Racing wasn't actually the 64 version, but I always wanted to really play 64, right? Like, I always really wanted to play 64 exclusively because 64 was just, like, there was something very goated about it. Now, you could make the argument, there were, like, really cool things in DS, but there were also really lame things, right? One of the lamest things I feel like they ever did in DS was replacing the silver coin missions with those stupid missions where you have to blow on your DS mic to, like, propel Taj in, like, certain weird ways. And if you wanted to get, like, a starting boost, it wasn't based on your timing. By the way, last level in the game, that's funny. It wasn't based on your timing of when you chose to, you know, step on the gas like it was Mario Kart. Instead, they made it so that it was based on how fast you spin a wheel on a stylus, which is a more creative take. But I feel like the way they handled doing, like, weird mic blowing stuff in this game, in the DS version, obviously. Nintendo 64 didn't have really all that. The way they handled that in DS was just, like, awful. And I will legitimately stand by that. I'm not even freaking joking with you, dude. I will stand by that. And it's just, like, weird, man. Like, I grew... Hey, turn around. This is not the first time that's happened to me. Hey, turn around. This is not the first time this happened to me. Right? Like, it's not the first time it's happened to me. Calm down. It's okay. I remember back in the day. I will say this. I probably mentioned something about this YouTuber when I initially did my other playthrough of Diddy Kong Racing. But one of my biggest inspirations, I think when I initially did my playthrough of this game a year ago, my casual playthrough of this game a year ago, was a YouTuber that is really old school, kind of a small YouTuber in the grand scheme of things, but I swear to... Okay, first of all, I'm like really bad at this game. Second of all, what the frick was that? I was hanging on like a weird thread. Sorry, I have an itch. But one of the most goated YouTubers I ever saw that played this game and also played like Mario 64 back in like 2007, by the way, that's the best part, was Durden77. This dude was incredible. He played this game, now mind you, he played this game on Project 64, like I. The thing is though, he was playing this back in 2007 or like 2008 or 2009. So this is back when PCs were typically, unless you had a supercomputer, which, you know, even then would probably still have weird issues compatibility-wise with, you know, things like emulators. You just weren't going to get very good performance, right? And there was a bit he always did where every like 2 minutes or so, his game would decide to have really bad lag spikes, especially when he would like hit boost pads, everything of that nature. God forbid when he did the first WizPig fight that has rain particles. Yeah. And the dude was just so goated because he had like this headset mic and everything. And it screams old school YouTube to me. And his channel still exists and he doesn't upload that much anymore. But he'll check back with these like yearly videos. And dude was like 17 or something, I think, initially when he did his Diddy Kong Racing playthrough. And now the dude's like 30 with a wife. And I'm just like, man, that's just crazy, dude. Because I was watching that guy probably before I was even 10. And to see that he is now like 30-something, I'm 19, doing Diddy Kong Racing now. Granted, I'm doing rando, but, you know, it's just really cool. And I understand why he obviously probably doesn't upload as much anymore. He's got a life now. Don't know if he has kids, but he's got a wife, right? He's probably more used to the old school YouTube life, if anything, right? So we're doing small. I will admit, small characters is better. Okay, so is there no balloons? There are no balloons. Yeah, because I very strongly remember that there were balloons around there. So we are working with no balloon type beat. Very quirky. I can't remember how getting the keys work. I don't know if there's like a thing designed in every world where by logic there has to be at least one level in every world that has a key, or if they kind of like cross over each other, meaning if you get Boulder Canyon's key, it unlocks the one in Dragon Forest even if you haven't been to Dragon Forest yet. I can't remember if it's like that. That would be kind of cool if it is, because that allows for me to feel like I'm doing some sense of routing before the version 1.5 of Rando comes out, which I'm very excited about, man. Just like the idea that it's got like a DK64 Rando type of vibe to it in a racing game is really cool. Let alone, for those who don't know, just for the record, I'm praising this game and praising memories I have of it. Oh my god, a lot for very specific reasons. Just because this game, even though for the most part it was the DS version, was my childhood. Like, it literally was my childhood. And there's just so many fond memories of it. And I will stand by this, even though I didn't play the original, okay, one we're playing right now, Diddy Kong Racing 64, until later in my life. You know, this is probably my favorite N64 game. And I think a lot of it has to do with charm, right? It's not the most fluent game. It's not the best optimized game on the N64, right? And I think that kind of like, you know, a game wasn't optimized that well for the initial console when an emulator even has trouble with it. You know, the big three of the games that I know that were like that was Diddy Kong Racing, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and Banjo-Kazooie. No, Banjo-Kazooie was fine. Donkey Kong 64. Donkey Kong 64 is the most abysmal game I've ever seen performance-wise on the N64. It's kind of crazy, because, like, that game is really well regarded, but it's also, like, kind of aged like milk, even though I love it. I have fond memories of Donkey Kong 64, because I very strongly remember when I was a really wee loud